What up, y'all? DJ Fresco in the building.
And I'm Logo 3000.
I'm Edie South.
This your girl is Sage.
And this is The Wave Show.
Ain't nobody doing it bigger than us, man. You're listening to The Wave.
Hey, y'all, we back in the building. Giving y'all another hot episode like we always do.
As usual.
And what we gonna get into today is helping and hurting.
Yes.
You know, are you really helping or are you really hurting? So we got a lot of scenarios and different situations that we're gonna present to y'all. So, you know, we're gonna go ahead and blast off.
Let's just say with music per se.
Okay, let's talk about it.
There's of course, there's generation gaps. There's some people that's gonna like a certain thing. They came up on something. Because music, when you listen to it over and over, you kind of indoctrinate yourself anyway. So you kind of only dedicate yourself to a certain sound because that's all you really put into your mind and your subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you know, of course, anything new would be unappealing to you. But you don't have to listen to it. But then again, the people who are doing it, that's their means of taking care of their family, ways of keeping them off of the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always, you know, a polar opposite to the so-called negative to a situation. Now, if you don't like what they're talking about and like how it influenced the youth, you can only be responsible for the people you encounter. Each one teach one. And if it's your kids listen to it, who bought the radio?
Hello.
So, you have to kind of be mindful and dictate that, or else, you know, it is what it is.
You know, like I was thinking about the Shawty Low situation, you know, before he passed, when he was trying to come out with the, the reality show. Was it 10 or 11 baby mamas? And yeah, he had 10 kids or whatever the case was. Oh, yeah, he just had a lot of baby mamas. And apparently the black community didn't like that, and they felt like it would make us look bad. That's him. He's an individual. He does not represent as a whole the black community.
Right.
So when he came out, they boycotted it so bad that they canceled the show. This man was about to feed his children, like off of that. Instead of being selling drugs, like would you rather the man selling drugs to your kids and running in your back door? Or would you rather the man be on a show and show how he's handling his business and feeding all his many kids?
Here's the thing about that. I so agree with you on that because my thing is this. Regardless of what the platform or the show was or whatever, it's, to me, I didn't see it putting out anything negative. It's not telling the kids to go grab a gun and go shoot somebody. It's not telling nobody to go rob and steal. He's just talking about the reality of him, his kids, and baby mamas. This man is trying to feed his family. Right. So who are we to? Why would we boycott and stop a man from feeding his family, especially one of our own kind?
We don't boycott. We barely boycott them anymore. Like anything else that's coming up.
There's so many other things to boycott.
I would boycott all these slave movies they keep regurgitating every year and just keep adding a little twist to it. And then y'all blow up the box office over that stuff. Like y'all trying to re-educate, or not even educate. Well, it is educate, but that's from y'all perspective of the people who doing it. But you know, to reintroduce that to our youth and our children,
it's a pain.
To belittle them, I hate that.
Right.
So you know.
Right. And you know, it's just. I felt that wasn't cool when they was doing that to him because again, this is a means for this man trying to feed his family.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then just other situations on as far as like, say for instance, I'm going for a job, right? You know, and you might say, hey, I don't think that job is for you. I think you should look for something else. You're hurting me instead of helping me because you're trying to plant some kind of doubt in my mind that this job might not be for me, instead of just being like, man, congratulations, I hope it works out for you, blah, 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 blah. Why would you come and tell a person something like that?
And you know what? It seems like it comes sometimes out of, they think it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a good place. Like, they think they're trying to help you, but they're really hurting you by shitting on your dreams. Like, you know, like, even if you don't agree with me, uplift me and say, and give me some words of encouragement in what I'm trying to do. Don't try to take me to where you see that is the best way to go, because where you see, our perspectives are totally different.
Exactly.
What you think, bro?
I agree. Like at the same time, it's a lot of barriers to entry with a lot of things. Just how people's personal opinion of how they think something should be versus the reality of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in corporate America, in a sense, it can be somebody that may come from the same community as you, but because the level of status of their life may change, because they have adapted into a certain way of life to please this person, they feel like automatically you should follow suit because that's the level of success. But in reality, that's not how success works. Success is not based upon someone's personal opinion. It's about the work that someone can put in, the work that person
and the actual individual, because your definition of success and my definition of success is two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
Do what you want to do to be successful in your way.
You know what I mean?
Success is just basically you reaching the goal that you set out for.
That's
That's what it is.
Everybody.
And not a goal that someone of society.
Okay.
Want you
That's
back.
right.
Right.
Hello.
Let the church say.
And even, you know what I'm saying, with music, though, you know what I'm saying, I may have my opinion on certain topics and certain things that some new artists may say. Overall, I salute them because they put themselves in a position to where they feed their family and they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
yes, that's another thing. Like when the rappers come out and they're dogging other rappers, or for the elementary rap or whatever. But I see mumble rap. But I see these videos. These kids are having fun. They dancing.
exactly.
And when you go in the club, everybody on the same page.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody ain't got to be deep. They got
It's
their
a
own
vibe.
lane. Let them
It's
fit
a
in their
vibe.
lane. You want them breaking your house?
Right. Rock and roll stars aren't doing that. Pop singers not doing
They're
that.
not.
Country singers not doing
They're
that.
not.
We have an issue, y'all.
We have
need
an
to fix
issue.
that.
We do. We definitely need to
self-hate.
fix.
That's that self-hate we project on each other. That's
Yo,
what that is.
and closing things out, all I want to say is, and I've said it before on my social platforms and all that, let the young cats eat. Let these young cats get their money and stop damaging their brand. It's one thing to have an opinion, but guess what? If you don't like the music, don't listen to it. But when you continuously speak negative about these young brothers that's out here trying to feed their families and provide, you hurting their brand whether you know it or not.
Right.
Also, and the young ones leave the older ones alone because some of them be uttering things about them,
Disrespect.
saying they should retire, and
Yeah.
it can be looked at as so many different folds. But as long as somebody
It's
is
enough
And
room
we
for
just need to
everybody
respect
to
the
eat.
lane.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody.
Respect.
Respect
you
your
ain't gotta
lane.
like it, but respect it.
Yeah.
Right. And on the bigger scale, I feel like people should not harden their hearts to the cover of the book, but also sometimes in order to build an opinion, get to know what's inside that book first. Because a lot of times people push people away just off of the first look, but not necessarily knowing anything that person can have. There's a lot of people that's running around here that's full of knowledge and probably rich, and you won't even know it because they may not dress like they say the rich should be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So overall, I feel like instead of just going back and forth with just looking on the outside, looking in, start from the inside and start looking out.
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, on that note, we up out of here. DJ Fresco.
And I'm Logo 3000.
I'm EB South.
It's your girl, the same.
And this is
The
The Wave
Show.
Peace.
Ain't nobody doing it bigger than us, man. Nobody.
You're listening to
The Wave.